If you were wondering if this underground wizard complex could get any creepier, now that you've seen giant worms, mind flayers, and undead, I can tell you with confidence that yes, it can get a lot creepier. Let's rejoin our heroes. Ashley as Tara Dane, the human fighter. Brian as Paxton, the human cleric and fighter. Danielle as Athelflaed, the halfling rogue and monk. And Josh as Zartok, the tiefling wizard. They were making their way back into the Department of Enchantment, possibly for the second time, and came upon a bizarre sight. The entire floor was full of beds, and the voice of an elderly woman called out to Paxton telepathically from a large bed in the middle of the room, beckoning them to come ever closer.
Hello. Oh, dearies, come closer, children. Come closer. Am I getting more visitors on the same day? Oh.
Yeah, what other visitors are you talking about?
Well, I had the most lovely group of people that visited me earlier, and they helped me out a little with a little bit of suggestions on my part and some agreement on their end. We came to a wonderful agreement. They gave me some wonderful ideas. It's been a lovely day. Won't you come in? Maybe you have something to add.
Did you, by any chance, give these people a fragment of a wand?
Oh, yes, the old burnt-out one, yes. I needed some new magic for my machine. Yes.
Oh, well, okay. I think we're the same people then. We're a little bit confused as to what's happening. We don't exactly remember.
Oh, well, that happens sometimes. Yes, you were very cooperative with me and with my friend here, Degman. Degman, see them in, won't you? Degman, go bring them in.
What did we give you in exchange for that one fragment?
No, let's not talk like this. Let's talk like civilized people. Please come in.
And I look to Tara because I realize this whole conversation has been happening telepathically. And I'm like, hey, Tara, we've definitely been here before. We traded them something for the one fragment, and it sounds like a sweet old lady. I'm pretty sure that it's not, and she wants us to, quote, come closer, dearies. Does that sound terrifying to you?
You can see this humanoid figure, backlit by these braziers around the bed, is moving in your direction.
Yeah, Tara's just standing still, but like waiting to see kind of what this figure looks like.
So it comes closer. It is about 8 feet tall, and as it gets close enough to be lit by the torches in the area, you can see that it is an assortment of humanoid body parts stitched together.
Oh, God, no.
It's a Frankenstein.
And it sort of stumbles awkwardly toward you.
Tara does not like this.
And it is
at all.
It is wearing a dilapidated suit, like a nice dress suit.
So creepy.
And it stumbles toward you and then sort of gestures back toward the bed.
Hello, sir.
Or madam.
Yeah, it's a mix of both. It's parts from all sorts of different creatures stitched together.
A couple painted fingernails,
Yep.
some not.
What are your pronouns, friendo?
I'm sorry.
All it says is...
So they probably.
Can it go away?
It just gestures again toward the bed.
I think it wants us to go talk to that lady.
Tara's gonna take the long route around, or she walks very, like, at arm's length away from this thing. Like, no way. Like, maybe 10 arm's length away from this thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Epilema follows Tara.
Yeah, Athelflaed follows Epilema.
All right, what's Paxton doing?
Paxton is... I think so. Tara is just trying to stay. She's keeping an eye on that thing.
Yeah.
I figure Tara can probably stop that thing before it lunges and attacks anyone. So Paxton's going to walk up to this lady, and he is on extremely high alert for being attacked or tricked because he knows that they've already talked to her before and got their memories erased, and he doesn't want that to happen again because he could very easily get trapped in a loop. So he walks over to the lady.
Okay. What's Zartok do?
Yeah, Zartok goes in. We didn't kill all these things the first time around, so there was some reason we didn't do that, so he won't immediately cast Fireball, which is what he wants to do.
He's tempted.
But
He's
he
tempted.
didn't do it the first time, so...
All right. You come in and walk up, giving the giant flesh person
Yeah.
a wide berth, and it waits for all of you to pass and then walks behind you. And as you near this bed, you can see through these gauzy hangings on it that there is some humanoid, smallish humanoid inside. And in fact, she reaches and pulls on a string or something. You're stepping as you walk through here. You're stepping over a whole bunch of these ropey, metallic-looking things running across the floor toward the bed area. And she pulls on some sort of rope inside the bed, and the gauzy coverings part. And inside, you can see is an ancient elf. This elf woman must be several hundred years old, maybe a lot older than that. It is hard to tell. She is really all wrinkly and decrepit looking, but she's alive, and she's laying in this bed, and she has some kind of weird helmet on her head with more of these ropey metal things coming off of it that reach into the panel that's next to the bed.
You'll have to remind us of your name.
Oh, dearies, I'm Melidia. I'm the director of this floor, the administrator of enchantment and charms. Is it the same day as you came before? You look so familiar. You did come by before, didn't you?
Not that we're aware of, but we do have a wand.
Yes, you did come by before, though I don't think you spoke in my head. Your voice sounds so familiar, young man. Your voice in my head, it sounds so familiar.
Do you know of someone named Quia?
Her eyes open a little bit wider. She says, Quia, yes, you're Quia.
That's what I've been told.
You gave me no end of trouble, young man.
Are you the one that wiped my brain?
More than once.
Why'd you do that?
Because you kept poking around and complaining about things that are going on in here, and it's simply not acceptable. You need to know your place. Have you been poking around again? I'll have to talk to Strethok about this. He won't be happy.
Oh, no poking around here.
No, we're just trying to find these one fragments because things are getting pretty bad on the outside. The whole world is kind of going nuts, and we think that maybe if we can get this one fragment, we can settle things.
Wasn't there an experiment to help with that?
It hasn't quite helped.
Can't remember if I dreamed that. Did I dream that?
Nope, you wiped my brain and stuck me in a glass jar.
Am I dreaming now?
Yes.
Am I? This seems like not a dream.
So I had a stone. What happened to that?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Anybody can make one if they want.
13.
6.
12.
Sorry.
It was that good, huh?
Yeah. 14.
Okay, no one has noticed. So she says, "Oh yes, I got a replacement from you before, didn't I? Yes, a replacement for my wand fragment. I needed a new source of power. Yes, it's around here somewhere. Where's my panel? Is my panel here somewhere? Where is it?"
Do I see a panel next to her bed?
Yeah, she has that panel next to her bed.
I point to the panel and I go, it's right there.
Oh yes, that flashing light atop of that's the thing you're looking for. That's what it was. That's what you gave me. And you can see atop this panel, there's a flashing white stone plugged into some sort of container, and it's doing something. You don't know what.
And did we give you anything else?
Well, you loaned me some memories. It gets so boring experiencing the same ones over and over in here. You know, I wanted something new, so you loaned me some new memories.
And when you loan memories, do we still have them, or?
There may be some side effects where you forget a few recent events, but that's normal. It's not important. It's also very tiring, you understand.
Like how long would we be tired or sleeping for?
Oh, I don't know. It could be hours.
Oh, great.
I made sure that my manservant here, Degman set you gently outside.
And then we got attacked by some zombies.
Well, why did you do that?
Why did we get attacked?
Yes.
You'll have to ask the zombies.
I can't ask the zombies. I haven't dreamed about
That's true,
zombies
we
in
did dispatch
so
them.
long.
So
I think Strefok wants to kill us.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why.
oh yeah, Strathog not seeming very nice. I will
Oh,
say.
Strathok's wonderful. He cares so much.
About what?
Oh, about this world and its people. He's tried so hard.
No.
He has so many ideas. I can't remember them, but he has so many ideas for helping.
himself.
No, the
Zombies.
world.
Yeah.
He was working on zombies, and yes, he's a necromancer. He works so hard with the undead, trying to get things back under control.
So what can you tell me about your department of enchantment?
Well, this is it. Look around you. You can see we have all the facilities necessary to process large numbers of refugees and get them into those safe worlds where they can wait out the storms or perhaps find their own solutions.
And you're the one doing their memory modification, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's my responsibility.
What can you tell me about the?
You're not going to be uncooperative, are you? You were so cooperative before with the spells. You're not going to be uncooperative now, are you? I would hate to have to get out the spells again.
I'm only polite and kind here.
Paxton's looking visibly angry.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. How long have you been doing that spell?
Oh, I lose track of time here. It's just the magic feeding me and the
You ever think
the
about
ideas, the memories.
about leaving here, or you just?
But I have the lives of so many people, their memories to experience, to dream the most pleasant dreams. Why would I leave?
Oh, so you still enjoy it here?
Of course.
Okay.
Some fresh memories are wonderful.
Do you get current memories, or only the memories of people whose memories you wiped?
Oh, there are no current memories unless someone comes down here, like yourselves.
Oh. Do you remember anything cool from me?
I remember a little gnome friend. Where is he?
Oh, he passed away a long. Well, I guess I don't know how long ago it was now, but
Months.
months. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry to hear that. He was such a good little thing, so very clever.
He was.
And I remember years of schooling. Yes, years of schooling and using those weapons.
Yes.
And I remember the little crazy. Well, there are two of them. The two little crazy ones here. Yes, they're both.
I know who you're talking about. The twins. Yeah.
Yes, they're a mess. Yes, I was sure to make. I made sure to get the spells on you first, young lady, but they were next. Yes, they're quite dangerous.
Wait, what?
Yes, to make sure you would cooperate.
You saw them, the twins, the little ones?
But no, when you were in here before, I made sure to use the spells to ensure cooperation. I made sure that it was on them after they affected you.
What
Tara
spell
is
are
so
you talking
confused.
about?
Oh, well, there are several. We have, of course, the standard mass suggestion spell. It's quite helpful for getting cooperation. There are some custom versions of it that we have here as well, although I don't always remember exactly how those work. My spell book's around here somewhere. But yes,
It's very powerful. And then I have, of course, some power words that can be used when people are uncooperative, especially difficult.
So you're the one who did the mind wipe on all these people before they got stuck in the jars, and
Well,
the mind wipe on me as well, right?
I had assistants that help with that sort of thing, but I am responsible ultimately for everything that occurs on this floor. Where are my assistants? Did they
Don't know.
leave?
Anyway, can you unmind wipe someone?
Oh, no, dear. I'm sorry. It doesn't. The powerful spells that we use for modifying memory, those are. I can do amazing things with a person. You know what we did? I'll tell you what we did. We had to be very careful with the memories that we removed because we had to make sure that we removed only the personal details like names and histories of things, but still left all those important skills intact because when people get put into those new worlds, they need to be able to create a society. So we had to leave all their knowledge of how to live their lives and how to eat and cook and catch food and cast spells. All that had to be preserved, but yet we had to wipe out your personal information. It was very difficult, and it takes very powerful spells to do that. But once that's been done, I cannot restore that information.
So you took my history from me, and there's no way to get it back.
Oh, no, dear, it's gone. I may have fragments up in here, and she taps her head, but I'm afraid it's just part of a giant soup of memories, dear.
Tara is like touching Paxton on the arm and is like a kind of reminder for him to calm down.
Paxton messages Tara and says, if I put my hands over her mouth, she can't do verbal components, and then we could probably kill her.
Tara like kind of pushes on his arm, like, slow down. And, Tara says, Melidia, is there any way that you can share the memories that you're experiencing with someone who may have lost them, even if you can't, return all of them to that person?
Oh, I suppose if you were to plug into the machine, you would have access to many of the memories. It would just be a giant, as I said, soup of memories, though it would be so difficult to find one. Is there something specific you wanted to ask about? Maybe I could remember something.
Can I do like a check to see if she's lying or
Yeah,
she's
do an
being
insight
honest?
check
Yeah,
if you
an
want.
insight. Okay, I got a 6.
As far as you can tell, this is a nice old lady.
Who's done some evil stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her helper at, right?
Yeah, does anybody else want to make... He is standing, or it is standing. They are standing. I don't know what pronoun to use for this thing. Is standing next to the bed.
Yeah, let me do an insight check on
Okay.
her. Yeah, 8.
Nope, nice old lady. She seems a little confused.
How about we're going to take a little stroll and we're going to think about what question that we want to ask, because I think that's a big question. And yeah, we're going to, is that all right with you, Melidia?
Oh, certainly, dearies. But please, I do like my dreams. Don't disturb me unnecessarily. It would be upsetting.
Okay, absolutely. We won't do that.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, I would like to kind of pull the group aside where we're kind of like out of their range.
Okay.
And say, hey, Paxton,
Mm-hmm.
we might want to take a look around here, see if we can find anything else about these machines. We always see notes, books, letters everywhere. See if we can find that. And then you can decide whether you want to, look at the machines. And we can also take a look at her and see... I have the ability to know your enemy, so if I spend like a minute studying someone, I can see kind of like what level they are, or like a couple of things about them.
Yeah.
And I would like to do that before we decide whether we want to kill Melody or not.
So Paxton messages Tara and he says, just letting you know, it would be way easier to investigate the area without her there to stop us and get in our way.
It sounds like all she wants to do is sleep, so I think that we can just be quiet and look around the room and
Sure. Okay.
All right, so you're going to start searching the area?
Yeah, Paxton, I appreciate your restraint, because I can't understand how you're feeling right now, but
I gotta say, I'm having some frith feelings right now.
I do. I'm a little. I am equally upset, or not. I am upset, about not knowing that I've been here before and that she was suggesting things to us, and I can't imagine how much that is amplified for you. But let's
The only thing holding me back is that killing this lady is something that maybe Frith or Quia would do, but not something that I think Paxton would do.
So I also do want to spend 1 minute, I've probably already done that, interacting with another
Sure.
creature outside of combat to
Yep.
learn information about its capabilities compared to my own. So I can find its strength score.
Strength score?
No, learn information about it.
You don't care about
It's
that.
can I do one of these things or more of these things or all of them or what?
Read the description of the ability again.
It's if you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, you can learn information about its capabilities compared to your own. So I can learn its strength score, dex score, constitution score, armor class, current HP, total class levels, if any, and fighter class levels, if any.
You can learn all that.
Okay. Yes, I
So
would like to know all
strength
those
score
things.
is lower than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity score is higher than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution score is lower. She is weak and old and frail,
Yes.
right? AC.
Mm-hmm.
Her AC is 18.
Okay.
You're not sure why that is, but her AC is 18. What else do you get to know?
Current
Her
HP
current HP only around 40-something hit points.
and her total class levels.
Her total class levels are 14.
Now, I would like to do the same thing for her helper.
Her helper,
It's such a
strength.
murder group. Like you're just like pulling up stats.
Yeah.
Can we murder these
What's
people?
Tara's strength?
Their strength is... Hold on. Sorry. 16.
Yeah, this creature is extremely strong, like superhuman strong. All right, stronger
Okay.
than anyone else in your group. It is not nimble. It is extremely clumsy. However, it's also very tough. It is a high constitution. It has a huge pile of hit points. Armor class is low. It is easy to hit. It's similar to those zombies you fought in terms of being easy to hit. What else do you want to do? Epilema's
Does it have a level?
it has a challenge rating. It's only
okay.
challenge rating 5.
Okay, noted. All right. Okay, so you were only supposed to tell me that in regard to 2 of the following characteristics. So whoops. But, we'll kind of figure out she's an old fair lady.
Yeah, what did Epilema do? This is
Yeah,
important.
Epilema is while you guys are sort of talking and thinking, she starts walking over to one of these beds and like poking around at it, like rolling it around and playing with the cable that's attached to it, that ropey metal thing. She's looking at that panel on the side of the bed.
What Tara's doing now is this just a massive room of beds, or are there
Yep.
other doors
Yep.
or
So you want to look
exits?
around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look around. You're just gonna wander around for a while.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's horrifying. All right.
So,
so it is-
explain to the listeners why it is horrifying.
It is just compartment, because these are walls, right? Those lines.
That's right, those lines are walls.
It's compartment after compartment full of just the exact same beds.
That's right. Now, as you begin to look around the area, these compartments are in fact divided into sections, and you can see a sign in the wall in each section that is labeled by species, or when D&D calls races. So, for example,
Right.
dwarves, elves, half-elves, gnomes, halflings, half-orcs, and
Orcs and humans.
Yeah, orcs and humans. Yeah. There's no dragonborn area, and there's no tiefling area. If you're looking at the basic D&D races, those are not represented. But there are areas for those other races.
I guess Tara wouldn't even know that those were missing because
Right.
she doesn't really know.
Now, you might
about
notice
them.
that tieflings are missing because Zartok's a tiefling, but other
Yeah.
than that, you don't notice anything missing.
Is there anything different about the beds? Like they bigger, smaller, or anything?
They're all the same. Some have been slightly moved or jostled, but as you're looking around, you do actually see a couple gnome corpses, desiccated gnome corpses in the beds in the gnome section, but you don't see anything else.
Are these the garden
Oh.
gnomes?
Yeah, they are garden gnomes.
Yeah. Bummer.
They look like they've been down here a long time.
I want to investigate one of the corpses to see if there's any, cause of death.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
I'd like to do
Roll
the
a
same.
medicine check or an investigation check.
Right? 16.
Yeah, it looks like they starved to death. They just lay there and starved to death.
It's not cool.
They just withered away. There are no visible injuries.
Are they hooked up to the wires and
They
stuff?
are. They have each of them a little circlet on their head, and they're hooked up to wires.
I want to take the circlet off and investigate it.
Okay. It's a little circlet. The size can be adjusted. It's connected by a metal ropey thing to that panel on the side of the bed.
And the panel's not currently active, I'm guessing?
It doesn't have any blinking lights or anything on it, if that's what you mean.
That's disappointing. So what are we doing here, Tara?
I would like to ask her if she recalls the gnomes and can give us a little bit information about what happened to them. Because if they, tried to learn some stuff after a memory wipe and just laid in bed forever and died, I probably don't want you to do that.
Okay, so you're going to go back and talk to Melidia?
Yes.
All right, you walk back to Melidia. She appears to be asleep.
Friend, and we're talking to the abomination.
Degman, yes.
Yeah.
Degmund.
How is it best to wake her?
It just stares at you blankly.
Thanks for your help. Appreciate. Can you wake her?
It just stares at you blankly.
Does she have a spell book in plain view somewhere?
You don't see one in plain view, no.
Okay.
Do you want to search for it?
Zartok definitely does.
All
unless
right.
it's already
Where are
in
you
his
searching?
pack. I think that I don't know where to search.
Here,
Like,
looks
what's
under
her
the bed.
bed look like? Is it under her bed or
All
something?
right, so you're going
on
to...
her nightstand
All
where her
right,
teeth
you're
are.
going to lift up the sheets and look under the bed?
I don't. Yeah,
right.
under the bed.
All right,
not
so you
where
take a
her
step
body
toward
is.
the bed, and Degman instantly steps toward you. And
Oh,
goes,
okay.
"Ugh."
He's not cool with that. Okay. Sorry, pal. I'm just having a look. Is she being kept alive by the machine? Like,
You can't tell.
okay.
She did mention something about it feeding her, but you can't tell if she's being kept alive
Right.
by it.
And she needed a new power source for it because it looks like she drained the wand and now she's using the Ioun stone as a
Right.
battery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say this out loud because, I don't want Degmund or for her to hear it if she's, got some sort of... She can still hear even though she's asleep because elves are weird about that. They don't really sleep, they're in a trance, so he's going to send Tara a message and say, I don't necessarily want to kill her because nothing good would come of it. I wouldn't get my memories back.
Fair enough.
But it does seem like she's still actively killing garden gnomes down here.
I don't think actively. They're not coming down here.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be a very good caretaker.
That's why I would like to ask if she remembers them. Like, maybe she just forgot because she seems really forgetful. Like old and like sleepy. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not saying she's good. I'm not.
Is there
Tara's just talking aloud, like to Pat because she can't message. So she's just like, I'm not saying good, but just
I'm
maybe-
too emotionally biased to have a proper judgment about what we should do about this situation, so I am going to recuse myself. You guys decide amongst yourselves what to do here, and I'm just going to stay quiet.
Belima says, but if you're really mad, wouldn't that mean being mad's awesome, right? So wouldn't you be the best person to decide?
Yeah.
I know I think clearest when I'm really angry, when I'm raging, that's it's really obvious what I should do. Usually it's smash something.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's why I'm not making a decision in that state.
Why don't we talk about this on another floor? Yeah.
You want to just
Instead of-
return here at another time?
Yeah, let's come back. She'll be here waiting.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Let's just leave.
Oh,
We
man.
we have the wands.
I bet I could take her.
Yeah. Tara nods at Belima and says, "Yeah, but what about her friend?
Oh, man, that'd be even more fun. Can I fight just her friend?
She might disagree with that. For all.
Oh, okay.
Paxton uses message to see if he can communicate with the lady even while she's asleep.
Okay. You cast message. What are you going to say?
Wake up.
All right. She stirs and says, "Oh, I was just having the most wonderful dream again. Is someone here? Dearies, come closer."
It's Quia.
Queer?
You said earlier that you could hook me up to a machine and plug me into that fire hose of memories.
Oh,
Is that something you can do?
You want to do that?
Yes.
I suppose we could do that if you'd really like.
Yes.
It could be dangerous.
Can't be any more dangerous than losing who you are.
Well, it could obliterate who you are now.
I'll take that risk.
All right, it's up to you.
I can't intervene because we can't hear this.
Mm-mm.
No. Paxton is just standing there, and the elven woman stirs, and now she sits up in the bed very slowly, creakily, and
Tara looks surprised and says, "Oh, hi."
Hello, dear. Yes, Quia and I are having a conversation. He wants to be plugged into one of the machines and have access to the pool of the memories of millions of people. So we're going to plug him in.
Oh, hey. I noticed that it looked like some gnomes got plugged in before. Can you they don't seem like they fared well. Do you remember those guys?
Oh, I remember. Oh, that was when was that? Was that yesterday? When was
Probably
that?
not. It looks like a little bit longer ago.
Some sweet little garden gnomes from upstairs. Yes, they came down looking around. I think they were looking to take something. That wasn't very nice. But yes, I think they plugged themselves in, and I think they lost themselves. Yes, I think that's what happened. I think they lost themselves in the pool.
Did they plug themselves in without your help, or?
I think that's what happened. Yes, I remember them suddenly popping up in my mind. I think that's what happened. Yes.
So they didn't talk to you?
I think they were very sneaky.
Oh.
I remember something about them. I remember them now. Yes, I remember some of their memories. They were poking around hoping to take something. That's very naughty. They ought not to do that. But yes, they were hoping to find something to take and thought maybe they could find out where the good things are by plugging in. Yes. And yes, that didn't work out for them. There was simply too much.
Now, if someone plugs in, are you able to help them at all, or do they just kind of fend for themselves?
Well, I can help a little, but it's really up to you and your mind and what you can handle. It's one thing if if you're plugging in and you've decided to cooperate or have been persuaded to cooperate and you've been prepared in advance, and I'm going to restructure or remove memories, that's one thing, but to have them inserted, that is very different and very difficult and dangerous.
Tara is looking at Paxton, while she's pulling this information out of Meridia to, see what he's thinking.
He's just staring at the ground.
Can I do a deception check?
Sure. What are you lying about?
Sorry.
Insight?
Insight?
Yeah, insight.
You want to try and sure.
Yeah. 12.
12. You think that she is telling the truth? She is confused. You don't sense any deception on her part.
Okay.
If someone is, as you say, lost in the pool, is there any way to pull them out, physically, if you remove the headset, or if you.
Oh, well, they wouldn't be the same person, dear. They would be a mess of other people's memories. They might not even be anything. There may be nothing there. If their mind has gone to the pool, there may be nothing left.
Yeah, so Tara's looking at Paxton more insistently, like,
What are the chances of me getting plugged in and being able to find my memories in the pool, even if it's amongst other ones, and come back out?
Oh, dear. Well, if you are a strong-willed person, and if you spend enough time looking, then, and if you're assuming your friends will take care of your body while you're looking, then, I'd say you have a reasonable chance, a 10% chance, perhaps.
How long would something like that take?
Oh, only a few years, probably.
All right.
I mean, if you're extremely intelligent, and if you're extremely strong-willed, then it could take far less.
Paxton just starts walking out of the room.
Any of those beds over there will do, dearie. Yes, any of those.
Maybe later.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. If you want, I'll be here. My good friend here, my good friend Degman, and I will be here.
I enjoy your sleep, Meridia.
Again, if there's a specific thing you want to ask about a memory of, I might be able to find it. You just have to ask.
Paxton's ears perk up and he turns around and he goes, "Why did you wipe my memories? What did I do that warranted such an extreme action?"
Dearie, you didn't like anything going on here. You
Yeah,
don't
I still
remember?
don't. It seems what you're doing is awful. You're robbing people of who they are.
But dearie, by putting them into these new worlds like that, we erase all of their old hatred and strife, all their conflicts. They form new peaceful societies and safe, contained worlds and get to start over. So few people get to do that.
But they didn't consent to it, did they?
Well, they all did by coming here. Of course they did.
I didn't consent to it, did I?
No, but you weren't following your directions. You were supposed to help with all of this, and you weren't cooperating, dear.
Did everyone who went to the worlds know that they were having their memories wiped before they went to the world?
Oh, I don't think they understood the full extent of it, dear, but if we told them all of it, then they may not have been willing to cooperate fully.
Oh, so you knew that given this choice, they wouldn't take it.
Some of
So
them
you
might
lied to
not
them.
have, but the alternative was, quite frankly, it was death. And I'm not saying we would have killed them, dear. They would have died. The world is dying.
Yeah, she makes good points.
I mean, you're still here, you're alive, there's people on the outside.
I'm still here. I'm inside, dear. Oh, you mean outside the glass worlds?
Yeah.
Well, yes, dear, but you understand that so many of the cities are flooded. The creatures, the otherworldly creatures coming here and attacking and enslaving people. It's incredibly dangerous. We put them in these nice, safe glass worlds, and we watch after them.
Doesn't really seem like there was anybody watching out for them whenever we got out.
Oh, that's silly. Oh, Bertrand and Rickard, they're up there keeping things safe. I'm sure everything's fine.
They're dead.
Who is?
Bertrand and Rickard?
They're dead?
I believe
Well,
so.
at least Rickard is.
Oh, don't be silly. Of course, I'm sure they're fine. Strethok would take care of all that. You're just pulling my leg.
Oh no, ma'am. It's quite honest. We're from World 83.
83. That's the one with the bubbles and the glass.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. So why are you here? You should be in there.
Things weren't going great there.
So, oh dear, this is all very disturbing. I'm terribly sorry to hear that things aren't going well. Is there a memory I could pull up to help you?
Do you know anything about Foresight?
The god, yes. He's one of the elder generation of gods.
Well, he's the only reason that we got out of the world.
Alfred's quite fond of him.
Yeah. He's not around either.
Alfred,
Yes.
he's gone.
I don't know how long you think you've been dreaming, but it's
Oh,
been
the
a
dreams.
really long time.
Oh, I have so many to dream. You know, there are probably some I still haven't seen.
Probably.
I had the most wonderful dream the other
You
day.
seem very centered on yourself in your dreams when we're trying to help other people right now. You do get that, right? This isn't all about you and the dreams that you've stolen from people.
Oh, but there are so many of them. There was a dream the other day about a bakery. The smells, you must imagine. Oh, the smells are incredible.
Paxton starts turning around and walking out of the room again. I don't think this lady is going to be able to help us. She seems too far gone.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, I think.
Oh, dearies. Oh, well, do come and visit. Brian is shaking his head.
Sorry, great-great-grandma.
Yeah.
I guess body language doesn't make for good radio.
Yeah, the rest of us are speechless. We're just kind
How
of,
should we describe Brian's body language for the listener?
Brian was just shaking his head like,
Right.
hell no, I
Yeah.
don't want to be here.
How is Paxton feeling?
Paxton is just looking
Furious.
downtrodden and like not stomping away, but just walking away as if there's nothing in that room that holds any interest for him anymore. He had his interest piqued only to find out that it seems like there's no way to get his pass back.
all right. So once we're back, I guess, to the stairwell,
Mm-hmm.
and Tara turns back and she says, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, I'm
you
sorry,
know,
big guy. It seems like you were kind of upset about that.
we might find out more from some other levels. A note maybe she wrote when she was more with it, or something. But we're not going to get much from her. I doubt that there's like a hidden tome under her bed that explains everything, or I don't know what we're gonna get from that.
Well, you know what? It seems the reason they wiped my brain whenever I was Quia was because I didn't agree with what they were doing down here. And you know what? I still
Quia
don't.
must have been a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that I'm necessarily that different. But it does make me wonder what happened to Frith to make him such a bad guy. But it seems like that was after the mind wipe. So still can't quite solve the mystery of how Frith turned into Paxton, but at least we know how Quia turned into Frith.
Yeah.
It's a weird sentence.
All right. So I guess you're done with that floor. You're done with enchantment and charms. You've got the wand fragment from it. You did give up the Ioun stone.
Yeah. I mean, like we could kill the lady to get it back, but is it worth it?
Zartok has a request to make of Athelflaed.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, hey, listen.
Mhm.
If I make you invisible, will you go in there and find a spell book?
Well, of course.
Okay. That's something that I would like.
Okay.
That would be great.
You should try to steal that Ioun stone, too.
Well, you can. I'm worried about having her being there by herself. She was. Did Tara tell everyone about how powerful of a wizard she was? I mean, we can all kind of sense.
Yeah, you know that.
Anyway.
Yeah, one of these surviving administrators must be pretty powerful.
Yeah. So if we was to do something like this, then we should be by the door to come in case something goes wrong. But yeah, I think that I'm worried about leaving her. I'm really struggling whether she deserves to live or not. She makes good points about the world was falling apart, but I can't imagine how many people they killed.
Yeah, and I guess killing her won't bring those people back. The question is, would it stop any future memories from getting wiped? Which at this point, I don't think so.
Probably not, but I mean, we've got, I want a spell book. That's all. I don't have to worry about all this morality questions at this point.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it. That could be we can just, I don't know how long it would take for this lady to die, really, and we can ward off this section for sure in case any of the top level people come down here.
Yeah.
All right, you want to block it off then? With the pane of glass of pain?
Oh, I want to keep that.
Oh, you want to keep that?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
just put a note on the door that says, don't go in, you'll get memory wiped.
Yeah, really.
Okay. All right. That's it with that floor for the moment. You're not going to go in and get the spellbook right away, or you are going to try to get the spellbook?
I think maybe Athelflaed's cool with this. She's willing to do it.
Well, of course.
Does anyone else in the group say anything? As Zartok,
I mean, it's
lots of stuff can go wrong here because she could see invisible, or this
Yeah.
monster can see invisible,
Yeah.
or she may fail her stealth check.
Yeah,
so,
and she'll be in there by herself.
So we could be by the door. Anyway, it may not be worth it. We could just not even try. But it's what Zartok wants, so that's why he's pitching it.
Paxton's not going to kill her, but he's certainly going to buff the hell out of Athelflaed so she can rip her off. So.
I think we could do it. I think if we could kill her if we wanted to. She's not a good person. But she didn't kill those gnomes. Those gnomes got themselves killed as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
I want to leave her alive so that I could come back, so that Paxton could come back later and possibly dive into that memory pool.
Then we'll leave it alone. I'm sure that she's got many spells that I'm not quite ready for anyway. But
All right.
maybe it's not in the room at all.
So in that case, you're heading down to the next level, below enchantment and charms, and that is evocation.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Oh boy.